stuff. Great to hear from Smokin' Joe in studio tonight with Brian Kenny. Great perspective looking back to that golden era of heavyweights. We will have a heavyweight main event with meaning to it. And right now, another heavyweight fight. Jason Gavern takes on Raphael Butler. There is Jason Gavern, 28 years old, 6'2", 230, 8-1-2. Half of those wins coming by way of knockout. A former police officer who took up the sport and then left law enforcement for his love of the fight game. And there is Raphael Butler. He comes from Rochester, Minnesota, 22 years old. He's an inch taller and 18 pounds heavier than Gavern.
And the referee in charge, Ray Corona, now to give instructions.
This is good right here. This is good right here. Mouthpieces. Mouthpiece. Let's go. Listen to my commands, gentlemen. Touch gloves. God bless.
Jason Gavern was a police officer by age 20 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He said he took up the sport just to kind of help out on the job, have a little self-defense as a police officer. The next thing you know, he started an amateur career, went 85-17, made his way up to number 3 among the super heavyweights at one point, collected some Golden Gloves championships, fell in love with the fight game, and moved to Florida to train full-time, and they are swinging right away.
Butler wasting no time to introduce himself to the 8-1 with 2 draw Gavern.
Butler is coming off of 2 straight knockout wins. He had a first-round knockout in March against Forrest Neal.
Gavern in trouble.
And here comes Butler, landing a right hand and a left, and another big right hand by Raphael Butler.
Hands up.
Butler's trying to make sure that his offense is his best defense. Jumping right on Gavern. Gavern has fought with the better opposition throughout his career. But right now, having the toughest time of his career. Only loss for Gavern was to a prospect, Malcolm Tan, and 2 draws to prospects. One of them, 15-0-1, who's on the card tonight. So far, good performance by Butler with Gavern.
Gavern goes to the body, tries to follow in with a right hand. Butler very aggressive right out of the chute, landing 6 of 14 jabs, 12 of 35 to the head in the opening half of this first round.
Maybe the reason Butler coming out of the chute so fast, he took the fight on 3 days' notice. So
right hand lands.
He figures, let me come out real quick and see what happens. Jump right on Gavern. Being that I didn't have full time to prepare.
Now the pace is slowed for Butler after that opening minute-and-a-half surge. Gavern falls in with that right hand to the body.
Butler has the reach, the size advantage, but so far hasn't used it. He's gotten in close and he's just outworked Gavern. Right there you could see Butler what was on his mind, Joe. He's trying to time Gavern coming in. Gavern will reach, he'll lean forward a little bit. When there's separation, Butler with the quicker hands is looking to nail him coming in. This is where Gavern needs to be. Take away that long wingspan of Butler.
Finished up that combination with a right hand upstairs. Swings wild there, and Butler tried to fire a right back at him.
With the quicker hands of Butler,
10 seconds.
you can see Gavern understands he needs to be close. What he didn't understand there was he needs to keep his hands free, not tie up.
Entertaining first round. Looking forward to the next one. Hair color, round number 2. Jason Gavern, Raphael Butler, heavyweights going at it here. A meaningful heavyweight main event. Dominic Gwynn and the Olympic gold medalist Audley Harrison still to come in a main event. And it's a heavyweight night. Smokin' Joe Frazier in studio. In that first round, Teddy, Gavern settled in, was able to land 11 of 16 body shots. He's in the purple trunks with the white trim. Butler came out firing on all cylinders and then slowed in that final minute.
Well, so far, Butler, who's a more experienced fighter, but has not been in with the better opposition as Gavern has been in, has had the advantage of speed, quicker hands, and the ability to fight inside and outside. Looks so far like Gavern is only comfortable and effective if he can get close.
Talk about the limited opposition for Raphael Butler. 6 fights in Colorado, 6 fights in Minnesota. You know exactly what you're getting if you're a heavyweight fighting in those states.
Soft competition. And right now, Butler, I think, would be better served to stay on the outside. He's done real well and carried the first round with his inside fighting, but Gavern's only chance is in close. Butler has the opportunity, has the option of outdoing him on the outside. If I was him, I would take advantage of that situation.
Take a step back, all the way.
That's a bad sign if you're back of Gavern. Behind in the fight, at least on our scorecards, he gets in close and he ties up. He does not keep his hands free. He's a shorter man. He needs to do that, move his hands when he's close.
Tie up again there as Ray Corona separates them.
Again, do not forget, fast-paced fight for heavyweights. Butler took this fight on quick notice, about 3 days.
Stop, take a step back.
Scheduled for 6 rounds. Right hand way off the mark as Butler was able to get away.
But not paying a price. When you get a guy to miss like that,
Gotta send something back.
that's where Butler would be better served on the outside, using his height, using his reach. There he can make Gavern reach and be in position, not too close, where he can make him pay.
Doubled up the left hand on the inside, went with the hook upstairs and then down to the body with Jason Gavern.
This has to be Gavern's territory on the inside if he's going to get back in this fight, if he's going to win this fight.
Well, that was the advice he got after the first round as he was listening to his trainer in one ear and looking ringside to James Lights Out Tony, who you can see right there center ringside with promoter Dan Goosen. Tony was saying uppercut on the inside, uppercut on the inside. He was a sparring partner, Gavern was, to James Toney recently. End of round number 2, Gavern and Butler. Friday Night Fights presented by Just for Men Hair Color. Round number 3, heavyweights Jason Gavern and Raphael Butler. Through 2 rounds, the punch track numbers add up this way. You can see in the first round, Gavern 26 and then 32 in the second. Butler tailed off to 14, charging forward here in the third round. Body shots have worked out well for Gavern, 26 out of 37. Teddy, you say he needs to do more infighting. And now here's Butler on the inside, and Gavern's not throwing anything at all.
Well, Gavern's getting the help to do that infighting by Butler giving up his height and coming inside. I think Butler, even though he's doing well in this fight, maybe allowed Gavern to tie it up a little bit in the last round, being more effective. But I still think Butler's fighting in the wrong place, in close. He's got the height advantage and the speed advantage. He's taking that height advantage away by being in close with the shorter arm Gavern, helping Gavern get to where he needs to be, inside. Also, he's taking his speed advantage away, Joe, is Butler, by being in close. Then strength and physicality can take over, maybe in Gavern's side. On the outside, you can better exploit your advantage of speed.
Well, Butler went straight back, and a right hand followed him from Gavern. And now Gavern pressing against the ropes, tries to get off the right hand. Butler looking for an opportunity to return fire.
Butler's in the wrong place. I don't care if he wins this fight on the inside, and he very well may. I think he's in the wrong place with the shorter, more physical Gavern. Needs to be off those ropes in the center of the ring. Again, the hand speed of Butler being taken away by the physicality and the close quarters inside of Gavern.
3 body punches there by Jason Gavern.
When there's distance, you can use those hands and you can show that speed. Inside, a lot more difficult. Gavern doing well in close.
Left hand comes in. There are those body punch track numbers we've been monitoring with Jason Gavern.
But when you have a taller guy, it might hurt you on the outside, but on the inside, it helps you because you can go to that lean body. And Gavern doing that.
They haven't moved from that corner in a good minute. Tries to fire off the uppercut and then digs into the body once again.
We mentioned early on that Gavern's been in with the better opposition. That is serving him now in this fight.
There's a right hand that comes in flush from Gavern.
And again, Butler took this fight on quick notice. maybe mentally, he's starting to wonder about what he's got in the gas tank. And that's why he's laying on the ropes a little bit instead of using his legs to position himself in the center of the ring. Either way, it's allowing Gavern to, what I think, get to where he needs to be, in close.
Work out of there, work out of there.
Reaching the halfway mark of this scheduled 6-round heavyweight fight. And coming up in our main event, two big-name heavyweights with it all on the line. There is the 6'6" southpaw, Audley Harrison. Can he bounce back after the first loss of his career? Well, the opposite, the Southern Disaster, Dominic Gwynn. He peaked in 2003. Now he's trying to get back on track here in 2006. He says he feels like a brand new man.
Feel like Ron Artest. To tell you the truth, like I say, he got away from Indiana. You know, he's with a new team, feel good, new strategy, just ready to fight and, you know, get back to the top again. I'm 30 years old, be 31 next week. I want to celebrate my birthday, you know, with a good win and get back to where I was right before I went into the Monty Berry fight. And I think the heavyweight division is waiting on me.
Great quote by Dominic Gwynn, and we hope that it ends up playing out in the ring. He says there is an urgency now. Let's hope that both those heavyweights fight with an urgency, like these two heavyweights are fighting here to open up round number 4, Gavern and Butler.
Again, you see the spurt there with the shoe shine flowing downstairs with Butler showing the hand speed. But again, I think in too close a quarters with the shorter arm, the more physical Gavern.
Ahead 2-1 on Teddy Atlas's scorecard. Jason Gavern in the purple trunks with white trim. Lives with his family down in Central Florida. His wife is a church pastor, and when he's not training for boxing, he is a stay-at-home dad. Show you the punch track sponsored by Just for Men Hair Color. And look at the body shots for Gavern, 59-24 advantage. Both men in the 180s total.
Well, look at the distance for Butler. That's where he needs to be. But he needs to extend that jab. Don't pull with it. Snap it out and take advantage of his height and keep Gavern at a disadvantage. Just look, if you wonder why Gavern's having such ease to get in close, it's not because he's working his way in so much. It's Butler is coming into him. Butler does a better job of giving up his height than using his height. Watch when Butler throws. He will move right in. Now that time he goes straight back.
And Gavern called him there and scored.
Again, Gavern falling forward, or Butler in the black and silver falling forward as he punches. What Butler needs to do, Joe, is get on the outside, start using that speed, and start using that jab at the right range and the right distance. Try to make Gavern pay a price to work his way in. So you know where Gavern is going. When you have a shorter man in front of you, one of the advantages you're the taller man, you know where that shorter man's going. He's coming forward. And if you're on the outside, you can make arrangements to take advantage of that information. Butler now taking advantage. Watch the feet of Butler when he throws. Instead of anchoring himself, he will let his feet slide in. He winds up square. He winds up in close in the territory of Gavern.
Now back out at range, but he's not firing off that jab. He's studying, lets Gavern get off there. Back to the inside. Ray Corona's got to get to work again. The referee, third man in tonight, Ray Corona.
Gavern's had no trouble getting in close, either by himself or by the help of Butler, but he's done less punching in close this round.
2 rounds to go from Rancho Mirage. Gavern coming out for round number 5 against Raphael Butler. Gavern, who has spent 3 camps as James Toney's one of his sparring partners. James Toney ringside tonight to see Dominic Gwynn, who he just defeated, take on Audley Harrison in our main event. Teddy's scorecard has a 3-1 advantage for Gavern owner Butler. Round number 5 here scheduled for 6.
Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Stop.
Again, the taller Butler cooperating with the shorter Gavern, making it easy for him to get close to his target. Just watch Butler. He doesn't extend that jab. He paused with it, and you know what he's got on his mind? To get in close with a power punch instead of keep distance with a snappy, long jab to set up a power punch on the outside. By pawing, you know he's looking to come forward.
Pawing, best case scenario, sometimes he's just going in there with nothing at all and letting Gavern get his shots off. And you see punches through 4 rounds, 47% landed by Gavern.
When you see that half jab that you've seen of Butler's, it creates an opportunity. We haven't seen Gavern take advantage of it, but to throw a right hand over that slow jab, but it also creates an opportunity to close the distance. And Gavern has been able to get close.
Butler comes in with a digging right hand to the body. Now neither man working against the ropes here at the halfway mark of this 5th round. Right hand off of the jab from Gavern, and then goes with another left hand to the body and then a left upstairs.
Butler's fought game with him all night. I think he has not fought smartly as far as where he's put himself in the ring. In too close, and now on the ropes, too close.
And now Jason Gavern getting a little confidence here. A good right uppercut on the inside, and just smothering Butler, and every so often getting off a power punch. So the jab numbers, Butler only won this round. Another right hand from Gavern.
All of Butler's abilities say that he should be on the outside. But he does not discipline himself with the most important ability, the ability to think and control himself with his mind.
Uppercut fired off from Jason Gavern.
Again, Gavern, where he wants to be, Butler in too close, at least in my estimation. Not outside, not using his speed, definitely not using his height or his reach.
Playing right into the hands of Jason Gavern. Gavern and Butler will have 1 round to go when we come back to Rancho Mirage. Friday Night Fights presented by Just for Men Hair Color. We want to remind you, coming up next, Dominic Gwynn, Audley Harrison. Which heavyweight's career will continue? Which one will go south? That is our main event tonight here on Friday Night Fights. Plus Smoke and Joe Frazier in studio with Brian Kenny all night long. The 6th and final round. Jason Gavern ahead on Teddy Atlas's scorecard, 49-46. Dick Wood is the trainer for Raphael Butler. He said to him after the 5th round, hey, you want to quit because it seems like you already have. You're smothering yourself.
We talked about Butler coming in on quick notice, but one thing we should say, he also came in the lightest weight of his career, so the conditioning has not been a problem. The problem has been where he has placed himself in too close to Gavern. Butler only fought a month ago.
Butler was coming off 2 straight knockout wins. Granted, both of them were against overmatched competition in Colorado. A different story here against Jason Gavern, who's been fighting consistently in California and has been working hard as a sparring partner for James Lights Out Tony.
But Butler, as we said, has fought a lot of soft opposition. You see the 13 knockouts and 17 wins, and right away you say, is it power or is it the quality or lack of quality of the opponents he's knocked out?
12 fights between Colorado and Minnesota, weak commission states. Right, short right hand on the inside from Gavern.
Again, if you wonder why Butler, the taller man, the quicker man, gives up those assets.
There's a right hand from Gavern, lands flush.
Well, he's in close. He's in close where the territory is Gavern's territory. Shorter arms, better suited to fight inside.
Boy, Butler's not defending himself well here, and Gavern's jumping on top of him.
But Butler's getting the hands up, knows what's going on. The problem is with the longer arms now being in close where he's smothered against the rope, he has no room to use those arms.
Can't do anything with him. For a moment there, he stepped back with his arms down into the corner when a left hand landed. So Gavern scored well there at the 1-minute mark of the 6th round.
Again, if you wonder why, watching home, why a guy with quicker hands and longer reach like Butler would give up the height. First of all, it's discipline or lack of to control himself outside. The other is just watch the technique. Watch his feet. He squares up, and when there is separation, you get a chance right now. Watch how his feet will fall in. He does not keep them anchored, therefore he does not keep his body at a distance. And he probably will not win this fight, having fought inside with Gavern all night long.
And not the way he spent those last 5 out of 6 rounds. Good finish for Jason Gavern. Strong 6th round when he jumped on Butler in the corner there. The former police officer looking for win number 9 as a pro.
Spotlights the one-man riot, Derek Bryan. Plus in studio, Joe Macy talking about his comeback. And April 26th, contender favorite Anthony Bonsante taking on the undefeated Alan Green. ESPN2, your boxing authority.
Brian, what a great stretch of fights. 3 consecutive weeks of heavyweight main events on Friday Night Fights. And Alan Green, who many feel is going to be a future world champion. Punch Track fight recap. 48% of Jason Gavern's punches landed against Raphael Butler. Teddy Atlas's scorecard. 59-55. Now for the official judges' scores, we send it up to the ring to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, David Mendoza scores about 59-55. Judges Pat Russell and Lou Filippo both score about 60-54. All 3 in favor of the winner, Jason the Sensation Gavern.
So Jason Gavern moves to 9-1-2 with a unanimous decision win. Coming up next, our main event. Dominic Gwynn will be taking on the Big Brit. Audley Harrison is coming up. He says, I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm better. He better be. Now here's Smokin' Joe and Brian Kenny. Guys.
All right, we look forward to that. Joe Frazier is here with us. That was a little better, right, Joe? No, all right, Joe, let's not get into that just yet.
You know, Brian, I've seen a lot of fights, you know, like, it just seems like nothing clear, you know, like guys fight like wrestlers and tussling and pulling and holding. That's not a fight.
That was a fight. You don't like that fight? There were close shots landed on there. You almost had stoppages first round and last round.
Okay.
You want to see bodies fly. Not everybody's you, Joe.
You're not a trainer.
You're going to see. All right, that's a very good point. By the way, Joe Frazier, of course, for the younger fans out there watching this, of course, Joe Frazier, the Olympic champion, 1964 Olympic heavyweight champion, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world after the exile of Muhammad Ali, and then vanquished Ali in the fight of the century. Appeared as himself in Rocky. Of course, retired for good in 1981. Let's go. Hey, we have the guy with the greatest left hook of all time. Let's hit ESPN the gym. Show us what are the secrets to throwing a good left hook when you're teaching your kids in the gym? Show us how to throw a good left hook.
Step here. And the hands be here, see?
Right.
Most guys throw from out here. But the shorter it is, boom!
Yeah.
And cut the circulation right there.
You're pulling my hand down. You'd get right through my hand if you wanted to. So what would you do then? You threw a lot of jabs off the hook too, right? How quick could you do it? Go ahead, show us a little something.
Bang, boom!
Right.
All that.
Right. Right.
Oh, I eat like 3 of them.
Yep.
He said, bam, bam!
Right.
That's why I caught the butterfly.
That's the.
I caught him here, I said,
Show us
bam, and
Yep.
he bam, boom! That's what knocked him down.
the last
I
hook.
hit him with 2 shots.
Right.
Everybody thought I hit him with 1. I hit him with 2. I said, bam,
Right.
and repeat, bam! It got him.
You still hit the bag a little bit?
Yeah, I hit back a little
Can you
bit.
show us a little bit? Smoke a little on the bag? Time. That's good. That's good. I know you can, Joe. Thank you very much, Joe.
I stay all day.
You know, I was just going to let you stop, but I realized after a while, you're not going to stop.
No.
Time. No. And that's it. Tell us, now your left arm is, we didn't have a chance to, we did this in the gym, we didn't have a chance to show people, your left arm is shorter than your right arm.
Left arm always been shorter than my right arm because I fell, let's say, as a little boy, and mom and dad didn't have the love, you know, it's about love, right?
The cash.
Yeah.
Right.
They put it back in place, so it grew up that way, so I just said bang, bang, turn them over.
So it was a little shorter, a little tighter, you made it work for you.
And believe it or not, I always throw 1, 2, 3 shots at the same time. These guys throw one shot and miss it and then got mad. He just, what you missed that one for? Just set him up again. I mean, I just can't understand. I can't point myself fighting these guys like this, you know, like.
Nobody's that relentless.
The fans are blow. I mean, the fans are really like poured and tired. Watch to see guys hugging and holding all night long.
Hopefully it'll be better in our next fight. Let's talk about the #1 guy pound for pound right now, Joe. Mainstream press really latched on to what happened in the chaos with the melee after one of the trainers jumped into the ring. But fight fans can focus